Hello there. In this video, we're going to take a look at how to implement the split and group controls within DockShell 3.0. In previous versions of DockShell, the application model and the screens pertaining to each light switch screen were all part of one model per se. In DockShell 3.0 and beyond, all these will be separated into two distinct modeling types. One for application shell layout, which is what we're seeing in the screen here, and a second type of model which models the screen itself, as we were looking at over here. And models contain various control elements, and in this case we're looking at the split and the group controls as per this video. And the idea behind a split container and a group within a split container is to contain windows in a structure or a manner as per the application's layout needs. So in this application, we have two navigation groups. We have a tasks and a list. Navigation groups are set up via the Solution Explorer in LightSwitch by double-clicking on your properties of your desktop. As you can see here, tasks and lists. And inside tasks, we have a books list detail screen, and inside lists, we have a categories list detail screen. So if we go back to here, this is what we're seeing here. And the tasks and the lists are actually modeled as separate ribbon views. That is denoted here, and each ribbon view has its own docking container for window dock views. So the splits are actually containment structures of both the split and the group. You can have multiple groups per split, and you can have multiple splits within splits. So you can lay out some fairly complex layout scenarios, and the idea is that once you've created this layout, you can specify its height, its area, its dock situation, whether it's floating, docked, or document, and then set its width and height and so forth. And with the group, you have inner sort of flexibility to kind of establish the width and size of the group and so forth. And as you can see here, there's a numbering scheme that allows you to establish a position, so you can have multiple groups within a specific split, and you can establish the order of those groups as it lays out either in the vertical or the horizontal mode. So how do we get screens to target groups? Because that's essentially what we're ultimately wanting to do. To do that in this new version of DockShell, the way that we do that is actually through a separate property, which is located inside the particular layout control that you're using. So in this case here, I'm using a Windows layout control, and you'll notice here that the dock group targets option here has a position and a targeting group by name. So it's very important that when you establish your groups within your app model that you make these names unique. And once you've established that, then you'll be able to target those groups quite freely. The other thing to bear in mind is that when a group is built, so when a screen is being called for by the LightSwitch runtime core, basically what happens under the code is we look to see the layout itself to see if there is a potential targeted group. If there's no targeted group, we just simply put the screen or the view in the previous docked or document or floating position that the user once left it in. But in this case here, what we're showing and illustrating is how that's done at runtime. So if we take a look at the actual layout itself, as noted earlier, we have this is the actual application running. We have the two screens separated into two separate navigation groups. So we have our tasks and our lists, which were modeled as ribbon views. So if I open up books list detail, you can note that it opens up to the right by a width of 500. And as shown earlier, if I open up the categories list detail, it's in a separate docking area, and it's targeting to the navigation split group split and group containments to the left. One thing to note here is that if you're using an evaluation key from the website, you're probably not going to be able to model what we're seeing here. You'll be able to model one docking area and be able to have one split container and group structure. but the moment you start going beyond that, as we've done here with 2, you won't see what you're expecting to see. So hopefully this little video has provided some clear insight into how to set up and model a split group containment within DockShell 3.0 and beyond. Thank you and have a nice day.